Okay, if you've ever prepped for the IELTS speaking test, you know that feeling, right? The examiner gives you that cue card, the 1-minute timer starts, and poof, your mind just goes completely blank. It's a huge source of anxiety for so many people. But today, we're going to change all that. We are going to crack the code on the IELTS cue card, turning that panic into a solid plan.
First up, let's just get a sense of the scale we're talking about here. This number, 1.3 million. That's roughly how many people take the IELTS test in India alone, every single year. We're talking over 1 million people, all with the same goal, getting that score they need to study, work, or move to a new country.
So yeah, if you're feeling the pressure, you are definitely not alone. I mean, with stakes that high and that many people in the game, the need to really nail your performance, especially in that super tricky speaking part, is just immense. It's totally normal to feel that weight on your shoulders.
But don't you worry, because we're about to turn all that pressure into a clear, actionable plan. Here's what we're going to cover. First, we'll look at the IELTS challenge itself. Then, we'll deconstruct the cue card. After that, and this is the really cool part, we're going to spot the common themes that pop up again and again. From there, we'll build your 1-minute game plan and finish up with how to deliver a talk that really wows the examiner. Let's dive in.
All right, let's kick things off with Section 1, the IELTS challenge. Look, before we can even think about strategy, we've got to understand what we're up against. So first things first, let's get that solid foundation in place.
So what is IELTS? Well, the key thing to remember here is that it's not just some random academic test. It's considered the gold standard. It's the test that governments, top universities, and major employers all over the world trust. Your score on this test can literally open doors for you across the globe.
Okay, let's get to the real heart of the matter, the part that causes the most stress, the cue card. Now, its official name is Part 2, but for a whole lot of people, it's the single most challenging part of the entire speaking test.
So, the speaking test is actually broken into 3 parts. You start with a pretty casual interview, and you end with a more in-depth discussion. But you see that part sandwiched right there in the middle? That's Part 2, the cue card. It might look like the shortest section, but believe me, it's where you are well and truly put on the spot. And this right here shows you exactly why it's so stressful. You get 1 minute, just 60 seconds to read the topic, figure out all the little subpoints, and somehow plan a 2-minute talk. And then you have to speak without interruption for up to 2 whole minutes. It's the ultimate test of thinking on your feet.
So, what are the examiners actually listening for when you're talking? Well, it's not just about telling a good story. Your score is broken down equally across 4 key areas: how fluently you speak, your vocabulary, your grammar, and of course your pronunciation. This is exactly why having a real strategy is so much better than just crossing your fingers and hoping for an easy topic. And that brings us to the big breakthrough moment. What if I told you that the hundreds and hundreds of possible cue card topics aren't actually random at all? You know, they actually fall into just a few predictable categories. It's time to crack the code.
All right, theme number 1, and this is a big one, describing a person. The question might be phrased in a bunch of different ways, but the core task is always the same. Tell us about a person you know, or admire, or have met.
Just look at these examples, all from real past tests. A childhood friend, a famous person, an interesting old person, someone who helps society. See the pattern? The details change, but the main job, describing a person, stays exactly the same. This means you can prepare one flexible story and just adapt it.
Next up, our second major theme, describing a place. And again, the specific city or building might change, but the fundamental skill they're testing is your ability to paint a vivid picture of a location using your words.
Think about it for a second. Describing a beautiful city, or a quiet park you love, or a super crowded market, or a historic monument. They all tap into the same core skill. So if you have one really good story about a memorable trip, chances are you can tweak it to fit almost any of these prompts. And our third key theme is all about experiences, memories, or a specific time in your life. This category is pure storytelling. It's asking you to dig into your memories and share a personal story.
Look at how different these are on the surface. Helping someone, a proud achievement, a big celebration, or even something totally mundane like being stuck in traffic. But what's the common thread? They are all stories. If you just practice telling a few good stories from your life, you'll be more than ready for this theme.
So, now you know how to spot the patterns. The big question is, how do you actually use that knowledge in that tiny 1-minute prep time? Well, let's move on and build a game plan that turns those 60 seconds from pure panic into real power.
Okay, this is your new 60-second drill. Step 1, read everything on that card. I mean everything, especially the subpoints. Don't miss them. Step 2, brainstorm keywords only. We're talking adjectives, verbs, key ideas. Do not write full sentences, you just don't have the time. And finally, step 3, in your head, map out a quick beginning, middle, and end. That's it. That's your structure.
All right, you've spotted the theme. You've used your 1-minute plan. Now it's showtime. You've got to speak for 2 minutes. So let's quickly cover the simple do's and don'ts for delivering a talk that really hits the mark. Here it is, your final checklist. On the do side, use those notes you just made to guide you. Really try to speak for the full 2 minutes. And mix up your sentences, some simple, some more complex, and most important of all, stay calm. On the don't side, please don't use memorized answers, they just sound robotic. Don't repeat the same ideas over and over. Try to cut down on fillers like and watch your speed. Not too fast, not too slow.
And this really gets to the heart of it. Success here is not about trying to memorize an answer for every single topic out there. I mean, that's impossible. It's all about preparing a few flexible stories for those main themes, a person, a place, an experience that you can then adapt no matter what they throw at you.
So here's the ultimate takeaway. I want you to stop trying to prepare for hundreds of different topics. It's a waste of time. Instead, focus on building one single solid game plan that works for every topic. Identify the theme, use your 60-second strategy, and follow the do's and don'ts. That one approach can handle any cue card you get. And there you have it. We've gone from panic to a plan. You now have the code to crack the IELTS cue card. So the only question left is, what story are you going to practice first? A person? A place? An experience? Your journey to a higher score starts right now.